Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 5th annual Guns N' Hoses charity hockey game to benefit Backing the Blue Line and presented by our premier event sponsor, Alaris Bank. My name is Kirk Posell, and it is my pleasure to be with you all tonight. As you can tell from the ambient sound behind us, we have our teams on the ice warming up tonight. Before we get started, we want to tell you we've got some great watch party locations tonight that if you haven't had a chance to get to, get on over and get to them. Tonight, our premier watch party sponsor is Southern Rail in Centerville, excuse me. Heather over there is putting it all on the table, folks. She's doing a great job over there, and if you want to stop over there, stop over there. Some of our other watch party locations, Campanelli Restaurant in Lino Lakes. Get over and see Kent. I will tell you, if you're over there, get the meatball skillet. It's killer. Also, Tavern on Main, Lino Lakes, go see Chrissy. We got Wise Guys Pizza. Mike, I'm coming for my pizza. This extra weight is because of you. Blue Heron Bar and Grill in Hugo. Amy, go over and see Amy. And, of course, we got Bartley at Brent Brew Stillery in Roseville, and they've got great craft beers and ready-to-drink cocktails for you over there. So please support our businesses, folks. Now more than ever, we need to support our local restaurants. Each one of them tonight is raising funds, and a portion of their proceeds during the game will be donated to the Guns N' Hoses charity event. So, we also want to give a special thank you to Pete Carlson and the staff here at the Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota. If you're joining us from somewhere all over the world, we are in Blaine, Minnesota tonight, and he's donated the ice time for tonight's great event. Now, the Lino Lakes Volunteers in Public Service organization has been in place, to support various aspects of public safety needs and is proud to host tonight's Guns N' Hoses event again this year. They have contributed to worthy causes throughout this event, such as the Officer Down Memorial Page, the Regents Hospital Burn Center, Anoka County Peer Support Team, and the Invisible Wounds Project, just to name a few. But tonight, this year, we are supporting the Backing the Blue Line. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about this great organization in just a few minutes, but Backing the Blue Line is a charity run by police spouses throughout Minnesota. They are dedicated to the support of the Minnesota law enforcement community, and we are here tonight to support them. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a hockey game. Just a game with a bunch of cops and firefighters. Tonight, folks, but as with most public servants, we know that there had to be a charitable piece to this. It wouldn't be right otherwise. Giving back. Think about that for a moment. These heroes come to the rink, put on their gear just like the rest of us. They play a game because they love the game, just like the rest of us. The only difference is between when the game is over, they put on a badge to protect us. Whether it be saving our homes and businesses from fire or protecting us from bad people who tend to do bad things. They don't wear capes, folks. You might not even recognize them in the grocery store. But if that grocery store were burning or being robbed, they'd stick out. They would be the people running towards the situation while the rest of us would be running out. They are folks in our communities that feed their kids before school, go to their kids' sporting events, and take their spouses to the craft store. The only difference is that when they go to work, they are committing to protect us, whatever it takes. They are, folks, our heroes without capes. So what I'm asking for here today, folks, is to enjoy a great hockey game, and let's raise some money for a great cause. Go to www.linolakes.us and scroll down and click on the Guns N' Hoses banner and enter the raffle to win some fabulous prizes. Or maybe you just want to make a financial donus or purchase some great Guns N' Hoses apparel. Almost said Guns N' Roses there. I guess they're not here tonight, are they? Guns N' Hoses, folks. The important thing to remember is that all proceeds raised tonight will go to Backing the Blue Line. Now, we would like to thank our title sponsor for this evening's event, Alaris Bank. What makes Alaris special is that they came on when they saw a need and helped, knowing that they weren't going to get exposure that they would get during normal times, thank you COVID-19, for sponsoring an event like this. They did it out of the kindness of their hearts, and they saw a need in our community. Thank you, Alaris Bank, for all you have done to make this year's Guns N' Hoses event a success. We couldn't have done it without you. And a special thanks going out to my friend Mick Claith, who spearheaded this effort with Alerus Bank. You are truly a remarkable man, and we cannot ever thank you enough. So, before we get to our pregame, we need to cover our COVID-19 protocols. We will be following social distance guidelines as outlined by the state and the Department of Health. Now that we got that out of the way, one of the Guns N' Hoses planning committee members had a chance to sit with the Lino Lakes Department of Public Safety Director John Swenson to find out why he supports this great cause. The reason that Director Swenson is on video is because he's currently on the ice and getting ready for the big game and couldn't be with us in the booth in person. So let's watch what he had to say.
All right, we're here tonight with Chief John Swenson from the Lino Lakes Department of Public Safety. And Chief Swenson, could you tell us now, after 5 years of the Guns N' Hoses event, why it is that you support this program?
Well, it's just an incredible opportunity for our staff to interact with other public safety professionals throughout the county. And of course, our volunteers are incredible. The Lino Lakes volunteers in public safety who conduct this, they're a nonprofit, they conduct this event for us. And it's just a great opportunity for our staff to engage with them and the community as a whole. And the byproduct of all of that is, they're raising money for some pretty incredible causes, and it's an opportunity for our volunteers, our staff, our community to put forth a lot of dollars towards some really great causes over the years.
Right. Well, this year's benefactor is Backing the Blue Line. And every year we've done this program, and it's been on for about 5 years, like I mentioned. This year's a little different. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so obviously everybody's experiencing COVID, and typically we open this event up and people come to this event and there's things, in person. And this is all remote this year, and thanks to North Metro for their assistance in broadcasting this for us. And it's a real tribute to, our volunteers who really had to problem solve and come through some really challenging things to make this happen. And so I'm just really amazed and honored to be a part of this. And yet again, with everything that we're dealing with, it's a really great cause to make sure that we're taking care of our first responders that are out there taking care of all of us.
That's incredible. Thanks, Chief Swenson.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now in person is Guns N' Hoses board member, Mr. Wes Peterson. How you doing tonight, Wes?
I'm doing great, Kurt.
Happy to be here. So, hey, what is your role in this organization?
Well, I'm a committee member with the Lino Lakes Guns N' Hoses organization that we do every year for this event, but I'm also a chaplain with the Lino Lakes Police and Fire Departments. I also have a seat on the Lino Lakes Volunteers and Public Safety Committee as well.
Great. How did this event get started?
Well, it was about 5 or 6 years ago. Two of our officers who are out there in the ice right now had a dream. They wanted to do something that was be an event that would raise money to support people in their industry, their line of work, that had challenges in their lives. And this was a great idea that they had because they're both hockey players. They said, well, why not? Let's see if we can get a bunch of people together and play a game of hockey.
Have a little fun while we're doing this whole thing, right?
Exactly. Turns out a lot of cops and firefighters play hockey.
In Minnesota, how would you guess, right?
Shocker.
So, this is also the 5th year of the event, right? So you've had some success in the past, so this event wouldn't keep going. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously the first year it was a game and a few people in the stands. And each year we got a little smarter, a little bit better at what we're doing, and we had new ideas. And each year it's grown, and every year it's grown over and over and over again. Last year was our best year yet. This year we didn't think it would happen, Swenson say, and one of those things where to North Metro TV with a live broadcast, we started thinking some creative ideas, and we came up with this concept of let's do watch parties, which we'll get to in a little bit, I know, but that's kind of where we're at this year. We're hoping to raise even more money than we did last year.
Well, and it's so funny because you have to think outside the box in a year like this, and credit to the Guns N' Hoses group because you guys have thought way outside the box and done some really creative things. So that's fantastic. Now, you guys chose Backing the Blue Line this year. Why did Guns N' Hoses choose Backing the Blue Line?
Yeah, so Backing the Blue Line is an organization of, as you mentioned earlier, spouses of law enforcement officers. And what they do is they come alongside of the people who work in blue, right? They come alongside of them when there's a need. It could be a dramatic need. It could be when somebody is lost in the line of duty. It could be a situation in which there's somebody who has a medical issue. In fact, we just recently had an officer who had a medical issue that was pretty serious, and they don't always come alongside with significant things. In this case, they came alongside of this individual with a basket of his favorite things because they were thinking about him, just to let him know that there are people there supporting him.
And we need that every now and then. You got to know somebody's got your six, right?
Absolutely.
So this year, we've been talking about this for a while, and I'm going to let you tell the people about these incredible raffle prizes we have going on. What do you got?
Yeah, if you haven't heard of this yet, check out Heartwood Resorts and Conference Center in Trigo, Wisconsin. It is a phenomenal place. It's beautiful. Mark out there is a great guy, and you can go online to linolakes.us and scroll down to the Guns N' Hoses banner to click to register to win that as well. That is a great package. It's a $1,150 package, and along with that comes a $100 food voucher or meal voucher, and you also have access to all the resort activities while you're there.
I also understand that they have 5 of what your next raffle prize is going to be at Heartwood. Am I right?
Right. The other raffle prize is a Traeger Tailgater 20, and this is a really cool little product. It's an $800 package. It's kind of a versatile tool because you can fold the legs up, put it in the back of your truck or your tailgate of your car or on top of a picnic table when you're camping and smoke some really good foods. Now, Mark was telling me that even if you don't win the Traeger grill, if you win the resort package, or if you just want to go there,
you
on
get
your
a 2
own,
for 1.
He's got 5 smokers out there that are Traegers. You can use it anyways.
That'd be a great place to try it too, right? I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So, knowing you, Wes, I know you'd rather be at one of these incredible watch parties we've got going on, which, what a blessing this year that we've had businesses step up and really help us out. Tell us a little bit what's going on at each of these locations.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, the Southern Rail in Centerville is our premier watch party sponsor, and Heather has stepped up partnering with their vendors, and they've come up with some great prizes. They actually have a red golf bag and a blue golf bag that they embroidered the Guns N' Hoses logo onto it. This is one of the raffle prizes. Their vendors have come alongside of them as well to do a lot of other similar type prizes and raffles that they can do to donate money to the cause. Sure,
absolutely. Well, knowing Wes, I can't thank you enough for having me be available tonight to help you. Thank you for having all of this happen. We certainly do appreciate it. And what do you say we join the national anthem? We'll go from there.
That's great.
Help me out here. The Blaine Honor Guard came out to help us out tonight. We were just in the middle of having our a discussion about our watch parties. Why don't you finish up on that?
Restaurant and bar.
Oh,
in
love that place.
Actually, it's in Lino Lakes.
Yep.
Great guy, Kent, out there. He's doing a great watch party. He's got a bunch of prizes he's going to be raffling off as well. In fact, he's giving $1 for every beer he sells all day today to Guns
Oh,
and Hoses.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, then we also have the Tavern on Main in Lionel Lakes. We have Wise Guys. We have the Blue Heron. They're all donating a portion of their sales towards this. And we have Bent Distillery, as you mentioned earlier. They are also doing a lot of different financial donations towards the program as well. In fact, the Traeger Grill that you could win tonight is actually right now at their location.
Oh, at Bent Distillery.
At Bent Distillery.
Awesome. That's
like you
very
mentioned
cool.
earlier, craft beers and ready-to-drink cocktails. You got to get out and try them out.
Hey, that sounds just fantastic. So I'm just excited about tonight's event. So I know we're going to go down to the ceremonial puck drop here. But, Wes, thank you for all you do in our community. God bless you. And if there's anything, the rest of us could do to help you, you let us know.
Thanks, Kurt.
All right. God bless. Take care. All right, folks, just going to get back to a couple of things that we need to talk about here. Tonight's game logistics, basically, we have 3 17-minute running periods because, hey, they're amateurs out there. We don't want to kill them with a 17-minute stop time period. So we're doing 3 17-minute running time periods. And don't forget, folks, the raffle ends at midnight tonight. I'd like to turn our attention down to the ice at this point where we are going to have our ceremonial puck drop, and they will be with Chief Brian Padani of the Blaine Police Department and Lionel Lakes Deputy Director of Fire, Dan Lallier, to do our ceremonial puck drop. I will say that both of these folks, Chief Padani and Deputy Director Lallier, are both very, very involved with Guns and Hoses and are huge backers of this charity. So we're really excited and honored to have them drop the puck for tonight's match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a couple of minutes away from sending it over to our Hall of Fame announcers here. We'll be doing that here in just a moment. But I just want to remind you folks, get online. Go and get some of these raffle tickets because I'm telling you, these are incredible prizes. $800 in a Traeger grill, $1,150 at Heartwood Resort and Campground. Folks, you cannot find a finer campground in Wisconsin than at Heartwood. They are absolutely fantastic, and they've been so generous with us. So I hope you win it. That would be really awesome if you did. So please get those raffle tickets online. They only will be able to be purchased until midnight tonight, so don't lollygag. Go get them right now. We want to make sure we get that. We are now going to turn it over, ladies and gentlemen, to two of the best announcers I've ever worked with, to be honest with you. It is KFAN's Zach Helverson and Minnesota Whitecaps all-star announcer Alexis Pearson. Folks, take it away.
We are here at the Super Rink, Blaine, Minnesota. The Guns, the Hoses, Police versus Fire with Alexis Pearson. Again, I'm Zach Helverson. Alexis, good to be here. Good to be calling some hockey, and obviously we'd like the fans to be here as well, but perfectly good substitute, though, having the watch parties across the North Metro. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll do our best to make it feel like everybody watching at the watch parties is here in person. Happy to be at a hockey rink covering a hockey game. Don't have to ask me twice to do that, and all for a good cause as well.
The Police, of course, in the blue jerseys, the Fire, the Hoses in the red. We were talking in the pregame a little bit.
It's kind of like a salmon color.
It's a nice, cool little looking color, and obviously really cool to have all these wonderful heroes out there on the ice together playing the wonderful game of hockey. And with the puck behind the net there is Matt Paulson of the Lionel Lakes Police Department. He flings it forward for Fiega. And into the zone come the Guns. Very weird to call a hockey team the Guns. And now the Hoses turn it over neutral ice. They bring it in. Down there is Sheeta. Turned over here. Come out the Guns. It's Jamie McBain. NHLer Jamie McBain cuts his way through. He'll fly into the corner. Loses it. The Hoses trying to clear it out. They're able to do so. Nice pass in the direction of Mike Swenson, but it's knocked off his stick. Here's McBain with a chance. McBain moves, shot, score! In Lionel Lakes PD, the Guns, they take a 1-0 lead off the stick of NHL pro Jamie McBain.
Well, I don't know what the Hoses were doing there, Zach. They're going for a change when the puck is in the neutral zone. They turn the puck over, and the Guns capitalize an early score here from this game.
So big goal right away. We are running time, 17-minute running time periods, folks. So 3 17-minute running time periods. So that goal came about 90 seconds or so in. Not that stats are too important, but nonetheless, no surprise that the NHLer gets the first goal. Hoses try to respond. A backhand shot turned away there from goaltender Jeff Warner of the Blaine Police Department. And here they come again. A chance for the Guns, and it's on the crease. It's near the goal line, but it's cleared away. Great defensive effort there by the Hoses. And another try, and another shot, another block. Phenomenal work defensively. And now he has the puck. Let's see his number. It's Mike Bells with a chance. He goes coast to coast, and it's a glove save for Jeff Warner as he denies Mike Bells with a phenomenal play. Forest Lake Fire Department playing some great defense and then some good offense.
Yeah, some back and forth hockey here early on. When you got running time, you don't have much time to waste either, as we've seen a couple opportunities here, including a goal early on in this one.
So big opportunity as Hoses look to respond. The draw goes to neutral ice. Picked up here by Tanner Johnson. Johnson works his way in left side, fires a shot that's turned away. Rebound cleared out by the Guns. They'll track it down here. This time it's Reggie Larson. Larson has it stolen away by Charlie Smith. Smith has it in his skates, pickpocketed nicely by John Stringer. Stringer works it up the left side. He'll send it cross ice, connects there with Zach Beto. And Beto will skate it into the Hoses zone. Beto driving in, drops it back. Here's Jake Cree. Cree headed at the line, gives it over to his left for Beto. Beto cut in, but knocked off his stick nicely by Jesse Fronek, who comes in, and now the Hoses have numbers, 2-on-1. Fronek lost it as he got into the slot area, continued forward and fired on goal by Tanner Johnson, but making the save was Jeff Warner.
Well, the attempted drop pass didn't quite work, but the shot got on net anyway, which is all that matters in the end. But the Hose is still not able to find the back of the net in this one after an early score by the Guns.
Good luck. I know some of them have the full face shield, some of them just the visors. It's an interesting choice. I don't know what I personally like to go with. I like the freedom of the visor, but not having my
front teeth.
Having
your nose.
It's a big deal, especially for my job. I like having
you want to look nice. All your facial features.
Right. And I do like to make the S sound. So I have a feeling that would be really tough without my
fake teeth
front
are expensive, I've heard. I don't know for sure, but
they're not cheap. They're not cheap. So a little under 12 minutes remaining in period number one as the Hoses come out with the puck. They'll fire it forward, back to grab it. Here's Matt Paulson. Paulson sends it into his bench. Everybody ducks, and everybody's okay. The puck fired right back out onto the ice, and we'll get back underway in a moment. The goaltender for the Hoses is Mike Vacco. So Vacco is in net for the Lino Lakes Fire Department. Back underway here in the Guns zone. The police. All sorts of players from all across the North Metro involved in this game, as well as the Fire. And now the police have numbers here. They work their way in right side. Viega with a chance. It's poked off his stick. Now back the other way come the Hoses. They have an opportunity. Left side here is Brandon Byrne. Byrne driving in, fires a shot wide of the goal. It bounces all the way around. Scott Jorgensen there for the Guns. And then through neutral ice, it's Jorgensen again as he cuts his way in, goes to his right. Looking for options here, has a drop pass intercepted by the Hoses. And they'll cut right back in here. Making his way through is Condra. Condra looks for options, keeps it, goes down, centers one, flyer, shot, rebound, score! George Westman. Go crazy, Centennial Fire Department. It's 1-1.
Nice patience by Condra to get the puck back into the slot there. The first opportunity, Warner makes the save, but the second opportunity off the blocker and in. So we're all tied up at 1 here with about 10.5 minutes to go in the first.
So the offense certainly not lacking here.
Scoring from the Hoses, number 18, George Westman.
As the Guns now look to respond. Leaving out with a shot and caught the top, maybe the crossbar, maybe the shoulder of Vacco. It was certainly the speed on that not lacking, and now here come the hoses. It's Scott Peranto moving in. He'll center one, intercepted and worked behind the goal by Kenny Sina. Now Josh Liebenau moves in, but he's offside. We do have officials. I mean, this is a very serious hockey game here, Alexis.
Yeah. Well, speaking of serious, I just realized there's a number 99 on the police roster. Not too often you see that jersey number nowadays.
That's a bold move by Dan Skalski. Obviously a statement move, too.
Yeah. You want to wear the jersey, you got to play like him. See if he gets on the board tonight at all.
You're talking about Wayne Gretzky, right?
That's the one,
I
yeah.
just want to make sure. Down the ice come the hoses as they work their way in, trying to take a lead. Backhand shot turned away, denying Mike Swenson the opportunity was Warner. And behind the Guns goal goes. Someone will have to track it down, and that someone is Reggie Larson. Larson had it knocked off his stick. Peranto down there for the hoses, but it's worked back to Larson's stick, who moves it along, and carrying it in is Josh Liebenau. Liebenau goes to his right. Here's Sina with a shot, and turned away. Sina again with an opportunity. He passed it across, but it's intercepted by the Fire, and it's taken in by Galke. He'll try to work it across the ice, can't do so. That's got to be a too many police department.
He was about halfway over the boards when the puck came up there, so they might have got away with one.
Down the ice it goes. The hoses. It was the Guns who drew first blood, but hoses would like a lead of their own. They send one on goal. Larson, so far so good. Certainly has taken majority of the shots so far. And coming in is Galke with a shot that rises over the goal. Bounces off the glass. Goes toward the blue line. Sent back down low. John Swenson is there for the police. His pass broken up by Galke. Galke and his backhand spins. Works it around the slot area. Galke's still with it. To his right, a shot hits the side of the cage, bounces around, rattles, and it's near the goal line and somehow doesn't go in. Great look there for the hoses as they continue the pressure. Another shot caught the side of the cage, bounced behind the Guns goal. At the blue line, another shot, and that time a left pad save for Jeff Warner. And the Guns will clear it down the ice for an icing. 7.5 to go in period one. It's 1-1.
Can we get the overhead camera angle of that puck that rolled across the crease? That came pretty close. There's a lot of sticks swinging around back there trying to clear it out.
And you have to wonder where the hoses to, like, well, you got to celebrate. You got to sell that a bit.
Try to convince them.
Yeah, give them credit. At least they were honest. As the puck is played deep into the hoses end. Played in the near corner. Grabbed by Brandon Byrne. He is pinned up against the wall. Puck poked free. Here come the Guns. They go behind the goal. Looking for options here. Back to the blue line. Top of the point. The NHL pro Jamie McBain with the puck. He fires a shot that's blocked. Intercepts the pass and skates it back in. Here's McBain. Bain looking for options on the right side. Goes behind the goal with it. Out up high. Back to McBain from Scott Jorgensen. McBain, nice moves. Weaves his way to the goal. In front, one-time shot just wide, taken by Nate Heyman. And out to neutral ice it goes. Back to grab it is Paulson as the Guns retreat. 6 minutes remaining in the opening period. It'll be Nate Heyman with the puck. Moved forward, up to McBain. McBain, nice move. Tried the one hand around there, but couldn't get it to go. And the hoses sent it down the ice. Miscue on the pass results in an icing with just under 6 to go.
Hey, we just checked in with a couple of our watch parties over at Wise Guys Pizza. They're having a blast over there today.
Nice.
We've got Southern Rail has got it rocking. We're having a lot of fun over there. I will tell you something. If you guys haven't been to Campanelli's yet, make sure you get over there for the meatball skillet. It's awesome. So watch parties are rolling, guys.
Campanelli, very good spot. Just on the just north of 14 there, at the top of Otter Lake Road. Highly recommended. Great place to check out. One-time shot turned away by Vacco. A weak angle drive and a good look for Kenny Sina, Alexis. I mean, tough shot from a offensive perspective. Tough save, and both players made it happen.
Sometimes those tough shots are the ones you can find a way to sneak in because the goalie doesn't expect it, but Vacco matches the tough shot with an equally good save on that one.
Into the zone comes Byrne. Cuts from left to right. Byrne with the shot, and it goes wide of the goal. Guns trying to clear. Great defensive work at the blue line. Here come the Hoses. A shot pinballs around and goes wide of the goal off the skate of Liebenau. Now it's Kenny Sina. Worked out the puck there. Top of the point. High stick played. That's negated by Condra's play. He sends it in front. A one-time shot. Turned away and covered by Warner. Condra, the NHL pro. That's a heck of a pass. Certainly showing his talent there.
Yeah, if you didn't already know he was a pro before then, you definitely know now.
Face-off will be in the Guns zone. Of course, calling the police the Guns and the firefighters the Hoses. And the Hoses win the face-off. Shot from the blue line by Andy Winkle is denied by the right pad of Warner. Now worked forward for Winkle. Again, he'll send it all the way through. Bounces back to the blue line. Eric Condra curls to the outside with it. Goes back forward. Sends it on goal on the ice. Warner with the stick save. Condra gets it back at the half wall. He'll make his way through. Nice moves there. Sends the puck through some skates. Sends it in front. The shot turned away by Warner. That time denied by Scott Peranto of the Lexington Fire Department.
Well, he was in prime real estate there for a goal scorer. Just couldn't find a way to get it up high enough to pick a corner, but the Hoses coming close here with a couple opportunities in the last few minutes or so. Sometimes you get so surprised that you get the puck on your stick in such good ice position that you forget to do something with it.
I've been there a couple times. Not fun. How did they get here, and what do I do with it now? I guess I'm supposed to shoot. Oh, wait, now it's too late. Back to the blue line. It's Mike Bells, sends it through in the slot. Nice opportunity again. And Bells obviously perhaps recognized how much traffic was in front, and he decided to keep it on the ice, sent it toward the top of the crease, and allowed his teammates to go to work. And fortunately, Warner was none the wiser. So the time ticking away, 2.5 to go. We'll have a resurface here in this first intermission. We'll check back with Kirk Purcell coming up in a little bit. Get some more updates from all the watch parties going on, and we'll have more hockey here. Close one. Here come the Guns. Just behind Fiega, who just gets it in front. Chance, backhand shot, score. Nate Heyman, the Lino Lakes Police Department, gives the Guns the lead.
Wow, the patience on that play to have that time in front of the net and have the wherewithal to pull it to the backhand and put it in the back of the net. That was a fun one.
The broken play at the start there. Fiega had to turn around and track it down, and then again just finding his man. That's impressive. He gets it back, sends it to his right, and another shot, a great opportunity, but making the save is Mike Vacco. And you love that response, too, from the Guns, not resting on their laurels here. They know after taking that lead, Alexis, early on, how quickly it can change.
Well, the best thing to do after you score goals is to try to go score another one or two. Never a bad time to put some pucks on net.
In front, a shot hits a shin pad, rattles around, tracked down by the Hoses. They try to clear, but it's kept in and fired just wide of the goal by John Swenson. Behind the net, Hoses trying to get their way out. And with the one hand there, nice moves here from Swenson. Swenson moving in coast to coast to the body of Warner, making the save. But what a play again. Mike Swenson taking it, just doing it all himself.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. I always like to say sometimes the selfless play is to be selfish, which we saw there. Got a good opportunity late, under a minute to go here, down by a goal. Couldn't find the back of the net, but a pretty fun play to watch.
Half minute remaining. We'll keep an eye on the clock for you as well. That's certainly going to be a factor here as the Guns try for a last-minute buzzer beater. Coming in is Liebenau with a shot, goes top shelf and scores and gives the Guns a 3-1 lead.
Oh man, that's a bit of a backbreaker. You got an opportunity down at the other end, can't score, and then in the waning seconds here of the first period, the Guns strike again.
And that'll pretty much do it for the opening period here as time will tick away. It's running time, so there's the buzzer. And Josh Liebenau, the Washington County Sheriff's Department, with essentially the buzzer beater to give the Guns a 3-1 lead heading into the first intermission. We are going to head over to Kirk Posell now with some special guests throughout this first intermission. Kirk?
What a great first period, you guys. I don't know. I've got to see a little bit of it, but boy, that seemed like a pretty hot and heavy first period. Let's see where these guys are at in the third period, right? So, anyway, I am sitting here. Thank you for joining us once again. We certainly do appreciate you coming here and supporting the Guns and Hoses Benefit 5th Annual. It's been fantastic. Joining me today, folks, we have the honor to speak to the Blaine Police Chief, Brian Pedani. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for coming out and making this event happen as well.
This is absolutely one of my favorite events all year long, and you have really got a connection to this. Now, my understanding is you've been involved with this since day one, but you haven't missed a game.
Oh.
So tell me what your passion is with this game.
First of all, what this is about is supporting this year we have Backing the Blue Line and supporting the charities. It's a phenomenal event. It builds camaraderie between police and fire, and I think it's a phenomenal opportunity to not only raise funds but do so in a fun way.
Well, that's awesome. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit, because if I'm not mistaken, you're not just the police chief of Blaine, but you are also the safety services director, which means what?
Well, in my dual role, I oversee the police department, but I also am fortunate to oversee our community standards department at the city of Blaine, and we have 12 daytime firefighters there as well for SBM Fire Department. So I have police officers and firefighters that I get to work with. So I'm a little bit conflicted when we're here tonight at the game.
All right,
so to cheer for.
I'm putting you on the spot. What are you thinking here?
This is it. Well, I'm wearing blue tonight.
And we're back in the blue.
But I think it's a win on whoever wins tonight, honestly.
You're right. You know what? The charity itself is going to win tonight, and we've done some fantastic things. And I know you know some of these watch party places, and I think you've been to some of these places. Tell us a little bit about what's going on tonight.
Well, first of all, this is phenomenal that this event was even able to happen tonight. We had, with COVID this year, it's been a challenging year, and so many events like this have gone the wayside, and a lot of our charities suffer as a result. So to make this happen tonight has been absolutely amazing. Everybody put it together, but also all the watch party locations. We have Campanelle Restaurant and Bar in Lino Lakes, the Tavern on Main, Wise Guys Pizza, Blue Heron Bar and Grill, Bent Brew Distillery. And then also I want to make sure we mention Alaris Bank and Safeco Insurance as well, some of our key sponsors, because without them, certainly this event wouldn't be as successful as it is. Despite not having fans in attendance this year, to have those watch parties and to see the funds that have already been raised has been absolutely amazing. Just phenomenal. And it's very exciting to see that.
It really has. And Southern Rail, by the way,
yes, I'm sorry,
really, I mean, they're so going out.
Exactly.
They've got golf bags over there, Yeti coolers. I understand that the Centennial hockey team is putting on a meat raffle.
Yep.
So we've got some neat things going on over there.
Absolutely.
Now, are you going to be heading to any of these watch parties after?
I am. I have my kids with me tonight, and we're going to be going to one, and we're going to be taking a vote to see where we'll go tonight. So
nice. Very nice.
We plan on going to one as soon as we're done here with this first period, and then we're going to jump in the car and get somewhere so we can continue to support the cause.
Great. Well, I will tell you, if you go to Campanelli's, the meatball skillet is to die for. Wise Guys Pizza, I think we all know what's going on over there, right? But we've got some great, and the food over at Blue Heron is phenomenal. So,
absolutely.
Now, have you gotten your raffle tickets, right?
Yes, I have.
You're in?
Yes, I have.
What's your favorite? What are you excited about when it comes to the raffle?
Honestly, probably the trip.
The trip, I know, right? I always said, if you get the
grill, my grill skills are not where they should be.
I know, mine either. I leave that up to Wes Peterson. He's got the grill skills. The nice thing is, if you win that prize, they've got Traeger's up there, so you can try it there without screwing up your own grill, right?
Absolutely, that's right.
All right, let's get back to the Guns and Hoses for a moment, because I think that this is a truly great event. I mean, it's the 5th year, so we've been doing things right here, right?
Yep.
So what is your vision and your opinion of what this looks like moving forward? Where do you see this going?
Well, first of all, it's exciting to see where Lino Lakes has already created and taken this thing. I want to thank them for that. We wanted to certainly get more involved from Blaine as well. And, when this started, and over the last few years, this has grown every year. And to see it really started with the focus on public safety personnel that were really supporting this and their family members and friends. as I like to see the community, other people out in the community get more involved with this event as well and support this because it always goes to a great cause. It's a fun event, and we're hoping that next year we'll be able to fill another ice arena, but I'd like to see it continue to grow with more and more community support as well.
Absolutely. Now, as we all know, I guess we'll talk about the 800-pound elephant in the room.
Yep.
You know, there is kind of a disconnect right now between our citizens and police departments.
Yep.
How do you feel events like this actually bring people together more?
Well, I think it's key on a number of different fronts. First of all, like I said, we have to do everything we can to support our charities and nonprofits right now because they are struggling, obviously. So I think that's key, and this provides a venue to do that together, okay? I think another important piece is this really helps humanize a lot of the public safety personnel that work in our communities here. We have police officers and firefighters, and people get to see, you know what, they're also hockey players, they're also hockey coaches. A lot of them have involvement beyond just putting on a uniform every day, and I think that's important that members of the public understand that you know what, these are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are your kids' coaches, and these are people who have a love of the game as well. So I think that really helps humanize that, but that helps kind of build that bridge between other people in the community and our public safety personnel.
Yeah, and I think that's really the most important thing here because as we move forward as human beings, I know there was the gentleman that's the assistant director, safety director for the state of Minnesota, I forget his name, his quote was, "We got to quit saying they and them and start talking about we and us."
100%.
And I think that is I think that's what brings us close together. And again, I think in a normal year, Brian, when we have 600 people in this place, that's really where I think that community service and that community connection comes together. Because as we said in our opening spot, these guys might be in the grocery store. You might not even see them.
Absolutely.
You'd see them if something was happening at that grocery store because they would be running towards it instead of away from it. So
absolutely.
I
love the analogy you just made about we versus us and them. I think that is so imperative, and that's one of the things that we ascribe to in public safety. In Blaine, where I work, we really build on that with our staff members, and we try to build that you know what, we are part of our community. It is not an us and them in public safety, and it shouldn't be an us and them here. This is a we, and that's how we're going to get through this together, and we're going to fill this stadium next year.
If I might add on that a little bit, how do you accomplish that? I mean, how do you accomplish getting that connection?
I think there's a lot of different ways. First, we have to change our mindset. Okay? We have to change our mindset, and we have to focus on and that is something everybody owns a piece of. Okay, that is regardless of where you're at on issues in society, or regardless of where you're at with public safety. We have to start building a we mentality. Okay, we do that, but then we also have to start doing programming. We have to start. When you start with that foundation, you have that belief, it's a lot easier to make those connections with people in the community. It's a lot easier for people in the communities to see us as part of their community and not an occupying force. I think that's imperative that they understand that this is a we concept to begin with. You build that, and then you can build all the programming in the world isn't going to be successful if you don't have that mindset. So that's why it's so imperative to adopt that mindset. Then we build our programming on top of that. And whether we are doing programs in the schools, whether we are doing things with athletics like this, and we're doing fundraisers, whether we are just staffing events in the community, once we have that built, it's much easier to do those things and make those things successful.
Well, and I do truly believe that mentality is going to win in the long run. I mean, we have some challenges right now because we have people that are fighting that mentality. But I truly believe if we stick with that mentality, that I think that's going to win. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for your passion for Guns and Hoses, and I look forward to seeing you at a watch party, my friend.
Thank you for making this happen, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, at the end of one period, it's 3-1. We had a great first period, and I think we were pretty entertaining hockey here. So we're going to throw it back over to our all-star announcers over there and let them get set up. I had to kind of take a look around this trophy. If you haven't seen the trophy yet, I'll put it in front of me. That's what they're playing for. They're playing for the cup. Now, I will say that the police department, I think, has won it 3 times, and there's been a tie. So tonight, I got a feeling, folks, that we're going to get the fire on there tonight. I know we're starting out in a little bit of a hole, but I'm gonna kind of guess. What are you guys saying over there?
I want it. Can I have it? No,
but you can give it out. How's that sound?
Oh, I love it. That thing is awesome.
Close second.
And what a cool thing. I mean, there's so much on the line here, and you can see it out there. I mean, bragging rights, of course, the money, of course, but man, that trophy looks pretty awesome. Alexis, your thoughts? I mean, this was an interesting first period. It started out with The early goal from the Fire, of course, no surprise there, or the Guns, I should say. Jamie McBain, NHL pro, getting the Guns up 1-0, and then the Hoses respond. They had the majority of the opportunities. Unfortunately, it's quality versus quantity for the Guns.
Yeah, the Guns cashed in on the opportunities they had. Hoses not able to do it as much. They had a couple prime opportunities in the slot, some uncontested shots that they just couldn't find the back of the net on. They sent a couple pucks wide. And as you said, even though the Hoses probably possessed the puck the most and had a majority of those opportunities, we don't have a shot clock or a shot counter up here, so can't say for sure. But the Guns cashed in on 3, a couple late ones, which those can be backbreakers, as we all know in hockey. So we'll see how the Hoses come back in the second period. But as Kirk was saying, Hoses have yet to get their name on that trophy. Is today the day, though, that happens?
It could very well be. I wouldn't be surprised. That thing is a masterpiece of trophy engineering. The goals so far, we have Jamie McBain again, that first one. Josh Liebenow also had one, and Nate Heyman for the Guns. And then on the other side, Jonathan Galkey, I believe, had the lone goal for the Fire, the Hoses, in that first period. Again, as the players come back on the ice, of course, we had the resurfacing, so that could certainly change some things here too. Passing so far has been pretty crisp as well, and considering these teams don't have the opportunity to really get to know each other. I mean, they might know each other and have fun in the locker room, whatever. But
they're not doing morning skates.
No, they're not. They had the warm up, and that was it. So building that chemistry, it's always so so difficult to do.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty impressive how these guys have certainly not only been able to find each other, but also been able to adjust, knowing that they aren't going to always know each other are. And we saw that early on there with the Fiega pass that he went down and was able to adjust and make the play happen. And so it's been cool to see. And I would imagine, Alexis, we'll see even better hockey as we go along here through the second and third periods.
Yeah, you got to get used to each other, got to get your legs underneath you, and as you kind of mentioned as well, but who knows the last time they laced up and skated or had a hockey stick in their hands, so they're getting used to things. We were pretty lucky to have seen 4 goals in that first period. A lot of odd man rushes, and for the first 5 minutes or so, it was pretty back and forth. I mean, there would be one shot on one end, they'd bring it back the other way, take another shot, and the score, even though the score sat at 1-1 up until the end of that period there, but a lot of opportunities between these two teams. If that's how the first period went, I think we're just going to see that doubled and tripled as the game goes on here.
Shout out to all the great watch party locations. Of course, Campanelli Restaurant and Bar. Kent doing a great job up there. Brand new spot and one of the more unique places. You really can't get what you can get there pretty much anywhere else. As Kirk said, I can definitely attest to that meatball skillet. Phenomenal. Tavern on Main and Lionel Lakes, wonderful job there. Thanks to Chrissy and the crew there. Wise Guys Pizza is one of my favorite spots. The Italian fries, phenomenal. Blue Heron Bar and Grill, I darn near grew up at that place. Amy is awesome. I love Amy. I love her entire crew there. My mom was a hostess at one point for that place, and I hope to see the return of the tent party at the Blue Heron someday, because those were some great memories made there. Everything is good. The mac and cheese flatbread, please have one ready for me after the game. And then finally, of course, the Bent Brewstillery down in Roseville. Some great stuff there as the Guns fire a shot off the post, and another try is that shot from the point is redirected out in front, goes wildly over the net. So the Guns wasting no time building off of their success from the first period.
Yeah, welcome back. How about a little chaos to start the second period as a couple shots come close here?
Jamie McBain, watch out for him. He has the puck. He had the first goal of the hockey game. Cuts from right to left, sends a backhand pass over for Matt Paulson. Paulson drops it down low. It's intercepted by the Hoses, and they'll send it up the ice here for Jonathan Galkey. Galkey works his way in, working along the perimeter. Blew a tire. That new ice perhaps a factor as he looks to get back to his feet. Meanwhile, it's grabbed by Stringer. He'll work it along and goes down the ice for an icing with 15.5 to go. Period number 2, a 3-1 game still.
Well, you were talking about all the awesome bars and restaurants where there's watch parties and mentioning all the food. And my one request is if we're back next year, Zach, a buffet. I'm willing to pay, take my money.
Yes.
But you're listing all of these awesome things that now I'm super hungry for them.
Oh, I wouldn't blame you.
Imagine just having a whole table of food behind us that we can just snack on during intermissions.
It's the folks. I mean, it's obviously great to be here, and we're very lucky to be able to see the hockey, in front of our eyes. But the thought of being able to sit at a bar right now with some of the great options, some of the great cocktail options, well, particularly at Bent Brewstillery, that also sounds pretty good too. So again, we appreciate where you're watching there, or if you're watching at home around the world, wherever you're watching, thank you, and we encourage you to support the great causes, particularly back in the blue line with the great raffle items that are available. As well. We'll check in throughout the rest of the afternoon, evening with Kirk Posell, as plenty of stuff to get to here. But the Hoses opportunity, a blocker save for Jeff Warner. He denies the NHL pro Eric Condra. Warner plays for is a Blaine Police Department officer, and I'll tell you what, always fun, I'm sure, for any level of goaltender to be able to say he denied a former NHLer.
I was just going to say, if I'm him, I'm going home and updating my resume as soon as I get back. That's going right at the top. Bragging rights are definitely something to be said about a moment like that.
Mike Arthur, Anoka County Sheriff's Office, sends it forward. He is helped by Jorgensen. Unfortunately, I checked that was John Stringer. Unfortunately for Stringer, the puck went too far. Of course, the new ice perhaps helping that spring forward a little bit faster, and it goes for an icing. So 3-1 is the score. No goals yet in the second period, but again, we still been craning our neck more to the left throughout this game, but the opportunities, the goals at least, have come to our right more than the left, and that's certainly a testament to the Guns and how they're able to capitalize. We'll see if the Hoses can do some more capitalizing as well, as it's Mike Arthur with the puck for the Guns. Got it over. Stringer trying to track it down. He does. Skates it back here as the Guns will regroup in their own zone. Flip forward, just out of the reach of Zach Beto. It'll be picked up by the Hoses. It's worked off the far wall for George Westman of the Centennial Fire Department. We're back here by the Guns. They'll send it deep into the Hoses end. Stop behind and worked forward for Matt Menny, Forest Lake Fire. Swung along and then continued in by George Westman, pickpocketed by Stringer. Stringer sends a long pass, and that one also doesn't connect, and it goes for an icing.
You had mentioned the opportunities between the Guns and the Hoses and how the Guns have cashed in on more, which they're bringing truth to one of my Alexisisms, which is it's not always about how many opportunities you have, but what you do with the opportunities that you get. And even though they haven't put as many pucks on net, they've put more pucks in the net, which is all that matters at the end of the day.
That is for sure. I like Alexisisms. I look forward to hearing more Alexisisms as we go on. The Hoses have the puck, and they work their way down the ice, and it's George Westman moving in. Westman with a shot, but the other 18 on the ice, Reggie Larson, comes down, sends him into the boards, and send the puck away from the net. And here come the Guns. Chance for Paulson moving in, fires a shot, saved there, dropping the glove, covering it up was Mike Vacco.
That was a nice back check there by Tanner Johnson. I almost thought the Guns were going to cash in there and kind of bring some truth to how we had just mentioned, the discrepancy in opportunities. The Hoses not able to cash in on one on the other end, and then the Guns come close, but this time Vacco keeps it out of the net.
Jamie McBain fires a shot that finds its way into the goal. I don't know if it was deflected out in front. Regardless, it's 4-1 now. Guns leading the Hoses.
Classic announcer's jinx on my behalf, Zach. Happens every time.
So no surprise. Again, the NHL pros getting in the mix as well. Eric Condra, the Hoses. We'll see if he can get more involved as well as we go along. So it's Josh Liebenau with the redirection out in front. And that Liebenau, Paulson, and McBain line certainly have been causing all sorts of trouble for the Hoses today. And a chance for the Guns moving across and firing it in. It's Josh Liebenau, his second goal in about 30 seconds.
That was a bit of a broken play, and no one was there to cover him as the puck popped out to him, and he's able to put it into the back of the net. So the lead quickly expanding here for the Guns.
And Liebenau has the hat trick. We don't have any hats to throw out there, but
I've always wanted to throw my headset at one point, but I figure producers would be pretty upset if I'm throwing equipment out into the ice. One of these days,
I don't
though.
think the folks, wonderful folks at North Metro Television
I won't do it, I swear.
would love that, but maybe someday. Passing front, the Guns, another shot that's turned away. Matt O'Hara with the opportunity. Continued here to the corner. Sina with a hard pass around the wall to Skalski. There's the number 99 playing the great one from the Blaine Police Department. And working their way in now is Swenson. Swenson on the left side tried to get a opportunity happening, but couldn't find a receiver with the pass. Liebenau back in, trying for number 4. But it's knocked off his stick by the Hoses. Coming out to play it here will be Jeff Warner. It's lost from Warner, and here come the Hoses. Chance, pass across, one-time shot, and they can't get it to go. Scott Peranto in the back door sends one to the other back door in front, but the pass doesn't connect. Goes back to Winkle at the blue line, sends it hard off the back wall.
That is nightmare fuel, Zach, when you get the puck on your stick with a gaping net and you can't put it home, especially when you're trailing in a game. You need every opportunity you can get.
That is for sure. Hoses, again, can't rule them out of this one here because they've had so many opportunities, and if they can figure out a way to somehow beat the big, tall Jeff Warner in net and get some things going, but he's been so stingy in that crease. Here's a look in front, trying to go to his backhand was Jorgensen, lost it on the exchange. And Swenson at the tail end of a shift will fire a shot that's blocked in front. They are wearing full pads, folks, thankfully, and that they used all the pads there on Josh Stringer's shin pad / breezer. Another try, redirection in front, and what a goal. Swenson in front, redirected a shot from Mike Arthur.
Oh my gosh, run the tape back on that. That was a 10 out of 10 tip.
It was it was literally a 10 out of 10 tip because it went from going to 12 on a clock to all of a sudden like 10 o'clock on a clock. I've never seen an angled tip like that before. Nonetheless, we've seen Swanson really dominate here. Forest Lake Fire Department, not one of the NHL pros, could have easily sold me on that. What a play there. And again, the awareness from the shot from Arthur. And there the Hoses again with a good look, but that's denied by Warner. And we mentioned that, Alexis. I mean, they're getting the good news for the Hoses is, yeah, they're down 5-2 now, but they've been getting so many opportunities. All they got to do is convert, and that's one of those things you need to do.
Well, the bad news is when you're trailing, the clock is never your friend, and especially a running clock is for sure not going to be your friend when you're trailing. So that might be the only thing that caused them some issues is even though they're generating opportunities, they might just run out of time. But they cash in on one there, close the lead to 3, and you talked about how Warner has kind of been seeing everything so far. The best way to beat a good goalie is to get some dirty goals or get the tips, which the Hoses do there.
Mentioned Condra earlier. He has the puck, sends it in front. One-time shot, turned away Warner. Condra trying for the rebound, but he sends it just wide of the goal. Moving it along is Arthur. Sent it forward here. A shot over the goal, hits the shelf, bounces down. By the way, earlier I said Arthur with the shot. It was Winkle with the initial shot. And here come the Hoses. Chance across off of a gun and in. Give it to Eric Condra. I don't think that's how the NHL pro thought he was going to score his goal. Maybe he's that good in which he was trying to knock it off his skate and in, but nonetheless, the lead's now cut to just 2.
Well, and a little mocking point to Jamie McBain of the Guns. He had a smile on his face as well as he was getting teased for the way that goal was scored. The patience on that, though, my goodness. I had no idea what he was going to do with the puck, and he ends up banking it in, and all of a sudden we got a 2-goal game, Zach.
Liebenow trying to get that lead back, sends a backhand shot, score. By my count, that's number 4 for Liebenow, and, well, the Guns respond.
Liebenow or Austin Matthews in his first NHL game could have fooled me. I love this little back-and-forth scoring.
We'll see how it continues here. 5 minutes to go in the second period. If you're just joining us, they play 3 17-minute running time periods. So roughly 22 minutes of actual game time left. And we've seen really in this game so far, it doesn't take long for either team to score.
Well, you don't need long, and you don't have long when you got running time. We've already seen 9 goals in this game, and as you mentioned, still about 20 minutes to go.
McBain trying to respond to Condra's goal. Can't do so. Sent it in front. And just shoveled right back out of harm's way. Goes for an icing, but not a bad play there. Swenson sort of, maybe looked a little like he regretted it, but you got to get it out of danger there. That was a prime goal-scoring area.
Yeah, sometimes you react with panic because you see them in such a great spot and you just want to break the opportunity up, and that's exactly what had happened there.
Continued around here for McBain. McBain going behind the goal, now centers it. Can't connect with the intended receiver of Liebenow, and out come the Hoses. Here's Gawke with a good look there. Couldn't pull the trigger. Driven into the corner. We haven't seen a lot of physical play. We haven't seen any penalties yet, but we're going to see one there. A tripping call on the Guns. And do we have full regular 2-minute? We do. The penalty box door open, so heading to the box is Matt Paulson. And a man advantage here with 3.5 to go in period number 2 for at least 2 minutes.
Oh, you got to cash in here, right? First power play opportunity of the game for either team. You're down 2 goals. This is a golden opportunity, or down 3 goals, excuse me, a golden opportunity to close that lead once again.
Power play set up here. We don't have any stats as the shots taken. I don't know if we have past stats for power play, but we'll just say it's going to be interesting to see how I mean, they've got no practice at all.
Yep.
So we're going to go with the overload, the umbrella. What are we doing here? I think we're just going to go with whatever gets us a goal and gets us within 2.
That's the best game plan, in my opinion.
On the other side of things, however, a shot hits a stick in front, ricochets over the netting behind the goal. Very hard to do that. I was
going to say, do you think that was all part of the plan to delay the game a little longer and make this face-off?
We're at about 20 seconds now killed. So that's the way to kill it. When there's a running time power play, you can kill that with just sending it away. But got a new puck back underway. Hoses trying to take advantage of the man advantage. Got 53 seconds left in that power play. Worked around, shot, redirected in front. Chance turned into a goal. Power play goal for the Hoses. Give it to Mike Sheeta of the Centennial Fire Department. And that's a big goal, Alexis, here late in the second.
Yeah, Charlie Smith got that play started at the blue line from the point there. And it was a play intended for a tip, and it didn't get through tipped on the initial lane, but it popped out to the other side, and they cash in.
90 seconds to go in period number 2. 5-on-5 again. Funny hop off the stanchion. Dropping down is Skalski, keeping it in nicely. Poked it forward, stolen away by the Hoses. They flip it up in the air, dribbles down, goes to the goal. Warner will not Frazee it. It's knocked back to neutral ice where it's Charlie Smith who will skate it back in. Smith stops in front, fires a shot just wide of the goal. Guns send it off the wall to center. Hoses look at it here. Fiega will steal it away, sends it back for Skalski. Skalski trying for a pass to Jorgensen, missed it, and it goes for an icing. So as time ticks off here with 34 and counting, we'll have a face off in the guns zone.
Well, the viewers can believe me or not, whatever they choose to, but at the beginning of the game, in my head, I was like, I'm kind of hoping for 15 goals in this game. And we're approaching that point. We're at 10 goals, a period still to go. Do you think we could get to 15, what I was hoping for, Zach?
I'm not sure. And if you have it on the over-under, I would definitely have taken an over on that for sure, because that is a good number with 10 goals through 2 periods.
Yeah,
we're on pace.
We're on
for
pace.
It.
And
Exactly.
as they say, life is too short to bet the under.
So 2 periods gone here. It's 6-4 in favor of the Guns. I want to thank some additional sponsors as well, Alexis. Alaris Bank, Safeco Insurance, Distribution Alternatives, and, of course, the Blaine Police Federation, all coming together and supporting this very, very worthy cause. And we send it over now to Kirk Posell, another special guest. Kirk?
All right, well, thanks. Appreciate it. You guys doing a fantastic job over there. I told you these guys were Hall of Famers. They're Hall of Famers. They're fantastic, I'll tell you. Hey, what a great match we got going here. Well, I'm sitting here with Public Director of Fire for Lino Lakes Public Safety, Dan Lollier. How you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, but is it okay if I call you Chief? Because that might be the longest title I've ever seen.
We can work with it.
Okay, good. So we got a pretty tight game going here, right? And
It's back and forth.
I know, right? And one thing I got to tell you, I'm probably going to be in trouble for this, but I did predict a Fire win this year. So
We're hoping.
Yeah.
We've been on a dry streak, and we're hoping we can turn that around this year.
I'm hoping this is the year. So that'll be really cool. So let me ask you a question, just a blunt, straight up question. Why are you here tonight?
Here to support both our police and firefighters. This is our neighboring agencies. We all come together. This is the 5th year we've done this, and great for team building and camaraderie. And we work together daily on some pretty serious things when we're responding to calls together. And by doing this, we've got a relationship built. We know who these people are that are coming to help us, and they know who we are when we come to help them.
Well, let's expand on that a little bit, if you don't mind, Chief. What does that relationship look like? I mean, there's a lot of rivalry, a lot of strong people that are firefighters as well as policemen too. But you guys really have to gel together and work together. What does that look like?
I think, it's kind of like a family. So, you have pride in your home and your siblings and parents and things, just like a fire department or a police department. So you have that ownership and that pride, and so you kind of stubborn about that. Like you're the best. But then when you're responding on calls with other agencies, that stuff all goes away, and you have to rise to become one team and work collectively to get that common goal of responding and mitigating the circumstances that you're responding to.
Sure, and like tonight, we have several fire departments playing on the hoses team. How does that work? I mean, how does it work that you guys are working together? You have to work together well. We all know that when there's a fire, that there's usually a couple neighboring departments that come in. Do events like this help when you're out doing the real work?
Oh, most definitely. The biggest thing that I can say is that you know who's coming, because you have that relationship, and you spend a little bit of time playing hockey, you spend a little bit of time on the bench talking to each other, and you build that relationship of who they are. And like I said, when we respond on an event, you don't even have time to say, hey, my name's Dan, what's your name?
Yeah.
Who are you? And
Good
how
point.
long have you been on? And what training do you have? And so you have that. It's already done with events like this. So this is huge. This is really huge.
So let me ask you this. What is, as a firefighter, and you've been a firefighter forever, right? A couple of weeks. What is the most stressful part of a firefighter's job?
It's been very dynamic. When I started many years ago, it was much different. As a lot of people see with this COVID in the last year, things that were the norm aren't the norm anymore. We respond on some low frequency is what we call it, high risk, like structure fires. But the ones that really you worry about and you stress on are these medicals and what are you going to be exposed to and what can you bring back to your family?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it tough.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Guns N' Hoses and this great night we've got going tonight. Now, as you can probably hear, we don't have anybody in the crowd this year, right? I mean, unfortunately, I think Guns N' Hoses has done a phenomenal job of really thinking outside the box to make this a successful event. What's your impressions of what's going on here? This is pretty neat.
This is strange because usually this place is full of people and there's raffles and all kinds of things going on, and this year we don't have that. It'd be interesting to see how many people are watching because the people that I've talked to in the community, this is the hopping thing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And with these watch parties and things, I'd be surprised to see what the numbers are. I bet it's probably well up there.
I hope it is. You said there's a lot of people watching. I probably should have combed my hair. So let me ask you a question. After the party, after the game tonight, you going to a watch party?
I am not. I am actually going home. I've got little ones.
Oh, yeah?
And,
they come first. Family always comes first. No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
But no, that's I know there's a lot of the folks here that are going to be going to watch parties.
Nice. And our sponsors this year have been just unbelievable. I mean, gosh, what do you got to say about that?
I am amazed at how the people that are sponsoring this event, like Alaris Bank, Safeco Insurance, Distribution Alternatives, and the Police Foundation. These businesses and groups have come out to support this, and it means a great deal to our staff. That and they're not getting anything out of this. It isn't like
it's not like they're coming here and marketing themselves, right?
Like getting $100,000 worth of free marketing. This is. They're here to support us, and that means a great deal to all of us.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of heart that went into sponsorships this year, and I there's always a business thing. Being a business owner myself, you always look for that smart business move, right, or that smart business sponsorship. This has to be this year. It has to come from the heart. So our sponsors, I think, boy, you gotta give them a big props this year.
Doing it for the right reasons.
Absolutely, Dan, Chief, if you don't mind me saying, Chief. Thank you for coming out tonight. We certainly do appreciate it, and let's get a couple more goals for the fire. I got some, I got my stuff on their side this year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, that was Chief Dan Lallier, or if I say it again, Deputy Director of Fire for Lino Lakes Public Safety, Dan Lallier. That could be the longest title I've ever heard. But we've got it here. Just a moment from now, we'll have Wes Peterson over here. Or it looks like we're going back to the game, folks. I'm going to have to send this back over to our Hall of Fame announcers over there. Guys, are you having a good time tonight?
Yeah, this is great, Kirk. Thank you again for having us out here. We've called all sorts of hockey games together, particularly at the high school level, and this is it's a nice change of pace. And obviously, Alexis, when you look at how this game has gone on. Entertainment not lacking.
Yeah, well, and I said this to you and Kirk, Zach, before we went live, but as soon as you reached out to me and asked if I would do this game with you, it wasn't too hard to make up my mind. Also, it's Hockey Day Minnesota, so I was like, hey, I get to call a hockey game on Hockey Day Minnesota. Why not? With Zach, who I haven't seen in so long. I mean, sign me up. I'll do that any day of the week.
I called one last year at Hockey Day. It was in Minneapolis, and we were outside facing the wind, and it was probably the most miserable I have ever been.
You and Molesky did that, didn't you?
Yes, and it was awful, and so I'm happy to be inside. Though I can't turn that down, but it's cool to be, as you said, a part of this event, and it's good to be with you, Alexis, again. It's been so long since we've had a chance to see each other and work together, so
I think about this time last year was we were calling we were doing state tournament stuff for K-Fan, and so we were together then, and that was, I think, the last time we saw each other. So happy to be back and happy to be in a hockey rink.
Wow, what a shot. Eric Condra says NHL Pro here on the sheet.
Hey, you asked for it. You said, where's his goal? There it is.
6-5, and here come the hostess. My goodness.
I'm pulling for 15 goals.
I think you're going to.
I just need 4 more.
I think
Don't let me
you're
down.
going to cash your ticket.
I don't know why 15 seems like the magic number, but that's what I'm rooting for.
I'm not sure what the tie-breaking procedure is here. I think we have to be out here by like 7:15, so I think we might have an extra couple minutes to do a shootout or something, if that comes to fruition, but we'll see. It's going to be a battle here in this third period. I want to thank those of you for tuning in all your across the watch parties and all around the world on YouTube. Thanks to North Metro TV. Thanks for all the wonderful folks involved here. Of course, the sponsors, some of them including Alaris Bank and Safeco Insurance, Distribution Alternatives, and, of course, the Blaine Police Federation, all helping out, supporting this wonderful cause. I was been told as the puck goes into the Hoses bench, I've been told that the money raised has been phenomenal.
Sweet.
And I don't have an actual number yet, but I'll tell you, it's been really cool working with the folks down here, and a great event that's putting on a great hockey game.
Yeah, as you had mentioned in the second period, Zach, we're happy to be here. Jealous of all the people, though, who are watching at the bars and restaurants at the watch parties. Hope everybody's having a good time, and again, thank you for tuning in.
Definitely will have to make a stop on the way home as a shot from the point. Matt Polson scores a goal for the Guns and makes it 7-5. They answer. I don't know if it was deflected in front. We'll get the official call in a moment. But, yeah, wow, what a response there. Again, the Guns. But it is 2 steps forward, 1 step back for the Hoses, which the good news at least, they're making the 2 steps forward.
Yeah, they got it tied up at 1-1 in that first period, and since then have just been playing catch-up. And you want another Alexisism, I always say that plain mustard is better than plain ketchup. But,
I love it.
We're 1 goal closer to my 15-goal prediction.
Down the ice, here come the Guns. A shot missing the net wide, taken by Kenny Sina. He had a burst of speed there. It was a beautiful pass, and another tape-to-tape pass from McBain to Sina to the top of the goal, went over the goal, hit the back wall, and bounced around. But McBain and Sina are working some chemistry. Here's Paulson with a shot. That finds its way through, but it goes wide of the goal. And now a long pass intercepted by McBain. Just lunged out there, got it, sent it to his left. That's intercepted, but it's one-handed to the corner by the Guns down there by John Swenson of the Lino Lakes Police Department. To the top of the point, stolen away here by the Hoses. Nice pass off the wall. Here's Peranto moving, and Peranto, backhand shot, score!
The double pad stack by Warner to no avail.
Phenomenal read by Peranto. Great pass by Brandon Byrne of the Lino Lakes Fire Department. And my goodness, what a goal there. It's 7-6.
I love the off-the-wall pass there. And off to the races in the back of the net. 7-6. They've got it down to a 1-goal game here with about 12 minutes to go.
I hope you took the over, folks. Working their way in come the Lino Lakes Fire Department. And that was Byrne with the puck for a moment. Now it's in front here for Westman with a shot. That's turned away. Another opportunity as he sent it on goal. Warner couldn't find it. And behind the net, it's rung around the wall for Tanner Johnson. Johnson drops it down low for Peranto. Peranto back to the corner. Peranto, the Lexington Fire Department, has it stolen away. Here's Matt O'Hara, Washington County Sheriff's Office. It's O'Hara with a shot. That's turned away off the stick of Vacco. Face-off coming up here in the Hoses zone. Again, I cannot recommend the mac and cheese flatbread
Would you
enough.
Stop? You're making me hungry.
I know. I keep looking at the sheet here. Oh, man, the Blue Heron is awesome. Phenomenal beers on tap there as well. And we continue our play here. Guns have the puck. Scott Jorgensen cuts his way in. Scores. Scott Jorgensen. Eagan Police Department fires a shot there and puts it in just straight up. No, nothing fancy there. Just fired it in.
Doesn't always need to be fancy. Just needs to work. And they've extended the lead again. As you had mentioned, the Hoses have just been playing catch-up all game here. Every time they narrow the lead. The Guns come back and widen it again.
I love the play of Mike Swenson again, just trying to be Superman. Puts the cape on and does a good job and gets it toward the goal, but on that try couldn't get a shot off. And here comes Swenson again with a look. Getting in the way of that one, Scott Jorgensen. He'll fling it forward to the neutral zone as the Hoses will regroup now in their own end. It's Bryce Lindahl, Lino Lakes Fire Department, sending it along. Fiega getting in the way of it, but stealing it right back is Sheeta. He has a goal in this game. And down the ice comes Mike Arthur. Arthur working his way in. Sent it over to the right, but intercepted by Tanner Johnson. The Guns are offside. They have to touch up. Hoses taking the easy out. Working it to Mike Sheeta. Turned over here. John Stringer moves his way in. Stolen away by Condra. Condra gains speed. Watch out. Goes to his right. Gets his own pass. And goes to the corner with it. Passes it out. This time he did actually find another receiver. Mike Bells had it for a moment. Knocked off his stick. And now it's in some skates. Trying to force it out was Arthur, but Mike Bells got in the way of it. Got it over to Dion, who blows a tire and goes in the corner trying to get back up. Gets back up, gets the puck forward. Pulled back by Winkle. Now some nice moves here. Pass by Condor to the right. A shot off the shoulder of Warner, and into the corner it goes. Knocked down there was Stringer, couldn't get it out. Condra has it. Left side, Condra working his way behind the goal, looking for options. Finds one, shot blocked up in the air, dropped down. Condra will track it here at the wall. Eric Condra, centers one. Loose, top of the slot, shot, score! Mike Bells, Forest Lake Fire. 1 goal game again.
Well, Condra's initial play when the puck came into the zone there where he kind of passed it to himself made me wonder, can you get the primary assist on your own goal? If you were to have scored there, how would the assists have gone? Can you get the secondary assist on your own goal? These are the things that I wonder about, and I need to know.
He's so fast that he could, in theory, he could be on the left side, fire a pass to his right, catch up with that pass, and put it in the back door on a pass from himself. I would love to see it happen, and I wouldn't doubt that we see some craziness here in the next 7.5 of this hockey game.
And for those keeping track at home, we have reached my 15-goal
yes.
prediction, or not even prediction, but just what I hope to see in this game. I have a feeling, though, we're not done seeing goals yet with 7 minutes still to go.
It has certainly been an active third period here, and the Hoses need one more to tie it up. They need 2 more to take a lead that they haven't had in a long, long time. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, have they had a lead at all?
Nope, they had it tied at 1 after that early goal by the Guns, and from there the Guns have held the lead throughout the game here.
Can the Hoses fight their way to their first ever lead? I'd have to imagine it starts with number 2 there, Eric Condra, who carries it through neutral ice, curls to the outside, sauces it over to his left for Bells. Bells skates it to the corner. Goes to the half wall, drops it back down low. And behind the net, we looked at here by McCreevy. Brett McCreevy of the Lino Lakes Fire Department centers one. It's stolen away by McBain. McBain saw what Condra did. Is he going to respond here? Beautiful moves. McBain with a backhand shot and a save for Vacco. But you can tell there's a, fire and police. They're looking for bragging rights, but there might be a 1v1 matchup too out there between McBain and Condra.
Vacco was all over that one, and McBain and Condra, when they get moving, don't blink or look down to see who's got the puck and read the roster because you'll miss the entire play.
Shot from the top of the circle taken by McBain. It's a stick, goes wide of the goal. Kenny Sina had it for a moment. Hoses steal it away, but hugging that wall nicely was Dan Skulski. Behind the net, Kenny Sina with it. Battle on the wall. Out with it here. A look for Liebenau, trying for number 5. He can't get it to go. Keeping tally on the sheet. I didn't think I'd have to have a cross one here. One-time shot scored. Jamie McBain adds another one to his stats and makes it 9-7 with 5 minutes to go in the third.
It's almost not even fair, Zach.
No. Poor Mike Vacco.
They're not even carrying extra goaltenders, so
No.
the goalies have to just lie in their beds as they're made here throughout this game.
Yeah, there ain't no switching. Guns will try to use that momentum, spring them forward, get that lead back, at least increase back to what it was at one point, a 5-1 game. Into the zone now come the Hoses. It was 2 steps forward, 1 step back for a while, but now we're kind of stick with the 1 step here, 1 step there as these teams go back and forth. Here come the Guns. It's Jorgensen to his right, fires a shot and scores. Another goal for Jorgensen here in this third period. 10-7 is the score. We have reached double digits.
Still 4 minutes to go. How many more goals are we going to see here?
Well, the Hoses need at least 3, if not 4 or 5, depending on what we see before the end of this game. And here comes the Guns here. That's Nate Heyman. Battling back out high for Skolsky. Swung over for O'Hara. And perhaps just the running out of gas are the Hoses. They had so much control, so much possession, and we haven't seen this much forechecking going on here in the Hoses zone throughout this third period, but maybe that's the case as we reach the tail end of this game. Johnson fires a shot in. Wow.
Yeah, how's that for an announcer's jinx? Glad we both got one in this game because I was feeling a little guilty about what I had done earlier. So it's not over yet, Zach.
Johnson has plenty of gas still for this this Fire squad, and wow, that is a heck of a shot, a heck of a goal.
Well, and to your point, I was going to mention about trailing. That does get tiring over the course of a whole game when you're playing from behind and you're playing catch up, and every move is a desperate one.
Johnson again hits a shin pad, gets it back, still loose, fires another shot. Warner makes the save. Jeff Warner has had a heck of a hockey game so far. Probably faced, I mean, we're estimating here. We have not kept track up here, but it's probably in the 30s to 40s
I was going to
at
say
this
30s,
point.
yeah.
Draw one back by the Hoses. They fight for it here in the slot. Given over here for McCreevy. He'll fire a shot that's blocked. To the corner it goes. Guns trying to clear. They're able to get it to neutral ice. And then they'll skate it in. Left side, here's Arthur. Centers one, stolen away by the Hoses. And it's Condra. Lost it as he entered the zone. Back in comes Paulson. He'll slide it forward for Arthur. Arthur to his right. A shot gloved, covered by Vacco with 94 seconds to go. So you'd have to think if you're the Hoses, you got to keep an eye on that clock.
I was just going to say that. And
they're
pull the
lined
goalie.
up, and the Guns are going to take as much time as they
Yeah,
possibly can.
They don't got a care in the world right now. They got a 2-goal lead with a running clock at 1:20.
We'll keep an eye on Vacco. I don't know if they're going to pull him.
I hope they do. I want a little late game chaos.
The time ticking away, 69 seconds to go in the third period. And a shot is blocked in front by Jonathan Galke, who flips it up in the air. It drops down. Vacco staying in at least for the moment. And so not going with the extra man. I love it, the Soviet approach and the miracle on
It worked
ice.
so well for them, too, didn't it?
didn't, yeah. They're in red.
They are.
They are in red,
They
and
are.
the blue team is leading.
History repeats itself, doesn't it?
I don't know if I'll have an Al Michaels-esque call here toward the end, but certainly been a fun game. The half minute to go. The Hoses track it down.
Well, we had 2 goals in 30 seconds earlier in the game, so why not now?
Condra to his left for Galke. back to Golke's right. Nobody there. Sent forward. 20 seconds to go. And here come the Guns across the shot wide of the net. Taken by Lino Lakes Police Department, Kenny Sina. That was Josh Liebenow as well down there. And down the ice it goes. That'll do it. Final score. The Guns beat the Hoses 10-8. And wow, what a game we had here, Alexis. So much fun and a close one to the end.
Yeah, I love to see so many goals scored. Not too often you get a 10-8 hockey game, but I'll take it. It's the most fun kind of games to call as announcers. They kept you busy all night on the call there, Zach.
And we bring in Kirk Posell now. And Kirk, what a great event here. And obviously it seems from our vantage point a complete success.
It has been absolutely phenomenal, and I've got nothing but great comments about you guys. Thank you for coming out and doing this. This has been a fantastic event, and you two made this event. We really appreciate it. I will tell you that we have gotten a spike in our raffles every time we talk about the raffles, so we got to talk about the raffles again. But we've been raising money for a good cause. This is a great hockey game. It kind of reminded me of the 70s North Stars games, right? I mean, that's kind of what it went back to, which is really cool. But, you know, the big winner tonight, obviously, is backing the blue line. And I think when all is said and done, I think we're going to give them a good chunk of change this year. And all these guys came out and worked their butts off to come out and do this. You know what? This is a fun game. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, I've been hanging around the Lino Lakes Police Department when organizing this, and they want to win this thing.
Well, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they played like it too.
Absolutely. So, but it was fun, and again, can't thank you guys enough for what you did. What are your impressions of the game tonight?
I mean, it was. You want to talk about the mixing of all the various talent levels from, Jamie McBain on down and Eric Condren all down. And one thing that I at least stood out to me was the goaltending. I mean, Jeff Warner, it was 10-8. He certainly had plenty of help from his offense, but he kept that shot count. Which was, we didn't have an exact number, but. The only have 8 goals on the amount of shots that he faced. He still has a really good shot percentage, I'd have to say.
I think he's going to sleep well tonight.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, I love the pace of the game. It was fun. As I had mentioned right at the end there, I love the high-scoring games. As an announcer, that's always fun to cover, and as a fan, it's fun to watch. But on the fundraising side, I just want to say how awesome is that, because I know this last year's been tough for everybody. So the fact that people are still out there donating to a good cause is so awesome to see, and glad that Zach and I could be a part of it.
Well, we're so blessed to have you guys, and I'll tell you that's just a huge thing, and we're going to hope that all 3 of us are in hockey arenas soon, because I got to tell you, I'm getting the shakes from not being in a hockey arena.
I know.
And if you guys don't know this, the NWHL is actually very blessed with having Alexis as the Whitecaps announcer, and she actually was out in the bubble in Lake Placid announcing some games, and Zach is over at KFAN and still doing a lot of hockey games as well. And I think it's kind of in our blood, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think?
Can't stay away from it for too long,
Something
right?
was missing when November came around, and December.
And there was nowhere to go.
The weirdest month ever, but we're
Yeah.
back to somewhat normal, and hopefully we can get some fans in here and back to all sorts of normalcy here sometime sooner than later. Because I'll tell you, I mean, Alexis, we look at what as cool as it is to have hockey. Thankfully, the hockey has been fairly normal.
Yes.
But we like the energy and the atmosphere of fans coming together and really bringing that atmosphere that we so desperately crave, and we can look forward to that sometime soon. But we'll go back to Kirk now, I believe.
Again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys being here tonight. What a great night. Everybody here, the 14 people that are actually in the arena are all smiling, which is pretty fantastic. And folks, I got to tell you one thing. Midnight is your deadline for the raffle. So go to linolakes.us, scroll down to the Guns and Hoses tab, and get your raffle on, man, because there are some awesome prizes there, and we really want to build this up as much as we possibly can. If you just want to donate, maybe you don't want to do a raffle, scroll down a little further on that Guns and Hoses page, and there's a donate button on there too. So please, folks, the reason we're doing this tonight is for backing the blue line, and we're trying to raise money for them. So if you would please, I will beg you, please Go out there, get your raffle tickets, get that donation going. Thank you so much for what you do. And I got to tell you, there are so many people in this organization that need thank yous tonight that I can't even go through them. So what we're going to do is at the very end here, folks, we're going to have a scroll of all the great people that deserve thank yous. But I want to go back and just thank, again, Traeger for sponsoring that $800 grill that we're giving away tonight for raffles. And of course, the Heartwood Resort and Conference Center. Folks, if you've never been here, this is an absolutely fantastic place. So please, if you don't win, go on up and see them. We would love to see that. So, and that also includes a $100 dining card as well, so you want to get that done. That pretty much ends it for us tonight. We want to thank Alerus Bank. Wow, you stepped up in the time of need, and you did a great thing. Folks, Alerus Bank stepped up in a big, big way, as well as Safeco Insurance. Thank you so much. Distribution Alternatives, thank you so much. Blaine Police Federation, these people stepped up in a time of need. They're not getting anything out of this, folks. They're here to do this out of the goodness of their heart. And I leave you tonight with a great scroll of some of the greatest people you'll ever meet that really did help with this event. I leave you with this one thing, and it's a quote from Tim McGraw: stay humble and kind. Good night.